Hey guys, welcome back to another live trading video. Today I'm taking a look at USD CHF and I just picked up a long position on this chart. The idea here from just a simple standpoint of technical analysis is we have a very strong upward market here. You can see if we apply our daily chart moving averages, we have a really strong breakout to the upside recently. We actually saw the recent high just get taken out. And I was looking for intraday pullbacks to try and get involved in this on a retest. Now, we actually got some volatility here this morning with some of the news from FOMC. And with that, it actually gives me the chance, at least to me, this is a good chance to try and pick up a long position and look for continuation moves. Now, my stop loss is in place, basically just below the previous low here. So you can see my stop loss just below here. So I'll go ahead and mark this up so you can see. So my stop loss is just below this previous low. If this level gets taken out, if this low gets taken out, that will be my signal to go ahead and get out of the trade for a loss. And my goal here is to try and hold on to a winner and see if we can continue to ride this upward trend overall. Now, from a technical standpoint, it's pretty simple. We've got, like I showed you, the daily chart looking strong, pullbacks on the intraday chart, hitting support that I like, and that's pretty much it. And then, of course, the goal here is to try and trail stops if you're familiar with my trading style. On top of that, I'll show you guys the Edge Finder, which is our market scanner that I use to help find my setups. Dollar Swiss came on my radar today. It's got a 4 in the overall category, which you can see all the different categories broken down here. So for example, if we just walk through this really quick, the COT data is pointing towards hedge funds and small banks, institutional traders, basically long on the dollar and short on the Swiss franc. 65% of their positions are short, 77% of their USD positions are long. So that gives me a clear bias or a +2 in that category to buy the currency pair. If we take a look at retail sentiment, the crowd is very short on dollar Swiss. Retail sentiment gets a +1 in that category, knowing that the crowd tends to be on the wrong side of great trades. And then if we continue on, if we take a look at the trend, a strong uptrend overall. GDP, inflation, unemployment, and interest rates are a bit mixed here, with GDP, inflation, and unemployment favoring the Swiss franc, and interest rates, of course, favoring the dollar, with the Federal Reserve being quite hawkish, which from a fundamental standpoint is another reason why I am quite bullish on the dollar, as I have been for the majority of this year, 2022. So there you go. That's the trade breakdown, or at least why I took the trade. I just shared this inside of the Discord, as I do with every trade, and I'll be updating any updates I make to the trade, trailing stops, etc., as we go along this week. Again, the link for this will be down below in the description if you'd like to join and get access to the trade alerts. So what I'll do is I'll pause, give this trade a little bit of time, and we'll come back soon.
Hey there traders, did you know we have a VIP Discord you can join? The link is in the description. One of the perks about joining the VIP Discord is that you get access to this little book here called the Fundamental Analysis Guide. Inside this book, you can learn all things fundamentals. This guide is just one of many exclusive perks that you get by joining the VIP Discord. So click that link in the description and hop on in.
Hey guys, just a quick update on my USD CHF position. Price has started actually going in my direction here, which is surprising. I was pretty sure that this trade was going to stop out, because you can see here's my initial entry point. Price came down and just barely missed my stop loss on this trade. Actually, I'll show you guys. We'll go ahead and add this line here. There we go. And I'll change that to stop loss color. So take a look at this. Price came down and just narrowly missed my stop loss here for $400, and now has since actually sort of recovered in this zone. So if anything, in this case, it seems like my stop loss was placed in a pretty good spot. And again, it came down to this level of support to a T, held it, and continued back in the upwards direction. Now, of course, hindsight is kicking me, telling me, oh, you should have just bought right there. You'd have a perfect entry. But hindsight is a real demon when it comes to trading. It can always tell you what you should have, could have, would have done better. But anyways, I'm in the trade still, which is great news. And now it's time to go ahead and secure a little bit of this this profit. So you can see we're floating about $700 on the trade. So we exploded off this level eventually, but we consolidated here and here. So what I'd like to go ahead and do is, if price does come down, I have to ask myself, where do I want to basically stop the trade out? And for me, what I think that means is, okay, we contested this area and we finally were able to break above this area. So I really don't want to see that level break, which actually brings me to moving my stop loss to really just about break even, locking in just only $50 on this trade. So nothing crazy, but my thought process here again is I don't need to take any extra risk. If this thing comes down and starts breaking back through consolidation, I'm not as interested in my my trade, holding on to my trade any further. So if it comes back down, I'll take a break even, basically about $50 in profit. I mean, hey, that would pay for lunch, but that's where I'm at with the trade. So I'll also just mark this so you guys can see. So here's the initial entry right here. So we're still floating in our initial entry from back here. And I also wanted to talk a little bit on where I'm looking to really see this trade go. So of course, we've marked our levels of support, but where I'm looking to see if price can get to is, of course, the previous high. So I oftentimes will mark the previous high. It's just a simple, trend following metric, is to see if we can actually get back to the high. But more importantly, what I'm really looking for is to see if we can actually get that new high, right? So in a strong uptrend, we are expecting, in the simplest form, a higher high, right? So we're still waiting to see if that is actually what's going to come into play. So of course we're coming back into resistance. So at this point I will probably lock in a little bit more on the trade. But for starters here, I would like to try and just hold on loosely in case this thing wants to move around a little bit prior to trying to break the highs. So that's where I'm at with the trade. I'll pause and give this some more time to play out and come back soon. All right, guys, so a little bit of an update here on our USD CHF trade that we've been watching. You can see that price has now, in fact, made it back to the previous high. So if we take a look left, this is a point on the chart where we can see a lot of rejection both here and here. And as we come up into that area, now to me is a good time to go ahead and say to this scenario, okay, well, let me go ahead and lock in some more profit on this trade. Because it is possible, of course, not something I'm willing to bet on, but something I'm paying attention to. When you come into a major level of resistance, it is possible that you could sort of see this thing sort of triple top and start to turn back the other way. That is a scenario that could happen. It's not something I'm betting on, because obviously I would be shorting it if I thought that was absolutely going to happen. What I'm doing instead is I'm going to go ahead and lock my stop loss in just above here, just below this market structure. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in so we can kind of see this a little bit better. So I just moved my stop, and let's go look at the 1 hour chart. Okay, so now looking at the 1 hour chart, what we see here is that intraday, I was watching price action. I think in our last update, we sort of started to see this area start holding as a level of support. You can actually see long wicks on the bottom here showing a lot of buyers coming in and pushing this thing to where we currently sit up at the top, right? So as we come up into an area like that, I just have to be sort of just acknowledging the fact that yes, this is resistance. It's possible that this could sort of start to fade and the trend could fall apart. I'm also acknowledging that it's possible that we break out, but either ways, my goal is to just be reactive with my trading. So in this case, I've now identified a point where, okay, well, price has formed a low here. I don't really want to see that low get taken out, because if that low gets taken out, now you're talking about a higher time frame rejection off of this previous high. I'm going to go ahead and get out of the way of a trade like that. So in this case, I've now locked in about $483 on this trade as a worst case scenario. Definitely not a bad state to be in. And now the question is, can we get enough strength here on the dollar to actually break through the highs and to continue this charge north? So again, that's where I'm at with the trade. I've just locked in about $483. I'm going to update this to members inside of the Discord, and then we will wait to see how the reaction is at this level, if we're going to reject and come back down, or if we can actually get enough strength to break us through the highs, and we'll react accordingly. Okay guys, and we are out of USD CHF for a profit of about $480. What you can see here is that the top here has actually held for the bears. You can see where we sold off here, and on this latest candle, we have now pulled back and triggered my trailing stop loss. Now, of course, this stop loss was in profit, so we did make money on the trade. We also collected a bit of positive swap for holding the dollar against the Swiss franc, as the two interest rates between the two currencies, there is a divergence. In fact, I'll show that to you if you'd like to see. So if we take a look at the U.S. this is interest rates. Yep, the U.S. interest rate at 3.25% compared to Switzerland's at 0.5%. There's a divergence there, and by holding the dollar long against the Swiss franc, you can actually collect positive swaps on most brokers. So I've got that on, and so far that's looking good. So overall, again, a $480 profit plus a little bit of change for the carry trade. So thank you guys for watching. Remember, if you'd like to see the trades being taken by myself and the rest of my trading team, you can do so by joining our Discord channel where I took this trade. Sign up using the link down below in the description, and if you use that promo code that's down there, YTVIP, you'll get access for a discounted rate. Thanks, and see you in the next video. It looks like you made it to the end of one of my videos. Thank you so much for supporting my content. It really means the world to me. And down below in the description, I put together some of my best resources for aspiring traders who are looking to improve. I've got some free downloads that could help you, some broker recommendations, and if you'd like to join our Discord or get access to some of our trading software, all of that will be linked down below in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.